am a publisher, and one day my daughter Christina asked me to write a novel with her. Well, that day was long ago, and that little girl is now an adult. But our novels live on. The Truth Seekers Mystery Series highlights a homeschool family, the Murphy teens, in an action-adventure novel that is sure to entertain as well as teach creation truths. To get your copy, visit our website at truthseekersmysteryseries.com.
This is a production of the Ultimate Homeschool Radio Network. Welcome to the Vintage Homeschool Mom Show. Your host, Felice Gerwitz, is an author, a publisher, and your radio show host. She will encourage, educate, and inspire you with answers to your most pressing questions, from homeschool, marriage, parenting, and much more. Felice loves to equip moms to live a Christian life because every moment counts. Be sure to visit her website at mediaangels.com. And here's your host, Felice Gerwitz.
Hey everyone and welcome. My name is Felice Gerwitz and this is episode 416, and today we are going to talk about a Thanksgiving memory book. This is another one of those episodes that's just for kids, so hold tight and I am going to tell you where to get your free Thanksgiving memory book. If you go to vintagehomeschoolmoms.com and scroll down and look for the Thanksgiving memory book, episode 416, you will find a link that says Thanksgiving memory book, and then you can click on that and download it. So why am I doing these episodes just for kids? Well, I happen to have a big family, and I have some grandkids now, and so I like to share with them some things that I would like them to do, and they come over and we have craft day, and we do some things together. In fact, we made a thankful tree not that long ago, and they are going to cut out some leaves and put on the leaves what they're thankful for. So there's all kinds of ideas in this little memory book that I am going to share with you, and you know, some of these things you may want to do, and some you may not want to do. But I thought it would be fun. And so, why do we want to even think about a memory book, and what is it? Well, Thanksgiving's a time to make memories and to share things with other people, and we celebrate what we're thankful for, right? And one of the things that came to mind as I was preparing for this talk was, a lot of times someone will ask you, well, what are you thankful for? And you're thinking, gosh, I don't know. And so you're kind of on the spot, right? And you're thinking, gosh, I need to come up with a good answer, or I don't know what to say. So I'm going to challenge you to do something. And what I want you to do is to start looking around. What do you see? As I'm sitting here talking to you and I look straight up, I see on the back of my desk where I record, I have a lot of pictures. And I have pictures when my older kids, one of them is now a mom, but I have a picture of her when she was, I think, about 14 or 15. And I have another picture of when she was a baby. And so I have pictures that remind me of different times in the life of my children around my desk. And probably one of the things I would say is I'm thankful for my family, for my husband, and for my kids. And so when you start to look around, you start to notice different things. And you might say, well, I'm thankful for my family. Or you might say, well, I'm thankful that I live in somewhere that's cold so that I can make snowmen. Or I'm thankful that I live someplace that's warm so I can go swimming. Or you might be thankful, for a pet. So take some time and do that. And what you're going to find is something really special. And that is, most of the time, the things you are thankful for do not cost a lot of money, but It's something that's valuable to you. And so, it's amazing that a lot of times, with the holidays coming up and birthdays and Christmas and just different times when we buy gifts, we might want a specific thing, but what tends to happen is something breaks or we lose it. And so most of the time, we're really thankful for the people that are in our lives. And so I have a list of things that you might be thankful for. And as I'm going through this list, you can say in your head, yes or no, because, this might help you. And the first is your family. The second is your home. Are you thankful that you have a place to sleep each night? What about your brothers or sisters? Now, don't start laughing. I'm sure at some point you are thankful for your brothers or your sisters. Maybe you don't have any brothers and sisters and you want some. So, think about that. Are you thankful for your friends? That's number 4. Number 5 is your toys. Are you thankful for the food that you eat? That's number 6. Or number 7, are you thankful for your pets? Number 8, are you thankful for a trip that you took or a favorite vacation, or maybe you go camping and you're really thankful that you get to do that. Number 9 is a favorite sport you play. And number 10, you might be thankful for a hobby you have. Now, one thing I did not put on the list, which would probably be one of the most important things, is, are you thankful for your faith? Do you have faith in God? Is that something that's important in your life? Are you thankful that you get to go to church? And so those are just some things. And this little exercise will help you, because if you have somebody who asks you questions, and adults like to do that. They like to ask kids questions, and they're not just trying to put you on the spot. They're trying to be polite and have conversation with you. And a lot of times, you don't know what to say. So if you prepare a little bit ahead of time, then if someone says to you, what are you thankful for? Gosh, you'll have 4 or 5 different things that you're thankful for. So that might be something that's important. The second thing is, this whole topic is about a memory book. And I know that I have done really fun things in my life. And, a lot of times I might not have had a camera with me. Well, now, people have cell phones and they have cameras on their cell phones, but, not that long ago, we didn't have cameras on our cell phones. So I would go somewhere and I wouldn't be able to take a picture to remember what we did. And so if you have a memory book, that could be something that you write in. You can draw a picture or you can write down something that you want to remember, and you can do this each year. So you could start a memory book this year and just keep it and then go back and say, gosh, what did I do at Thanksgiving in this year? And you can go back and look at it. Have you ever kept a journal? Well, it's something like that. You don't have to write a lot of words in it. You can write a sentence or two, but a memory book is something like that. And once again, don't forget there is a free one that you can download and fill in, and that's at vintagehomeschoolmoms.com, episode 416, the Thanksgiving Memory Book. So there may be some things that you're grateful for, and you want to put those in the book as well. And what's fun? When you go back and look at this, when my kids were getting older, they were helping me clean out some of our homeschool stuff that we had through the years. And every once in a while, they would come across an old journal and they would pull it out, and they just had the best time reading their journals. And, I remember one journal entry that one of my boys wrote, that they were thankful that we had a new baby, and they were thankful that they got to hold the baby on the couch all by themselves. And so now, they were way older, and, they were laughing about that, that was really funny. But that was something that one of my sons put in his journal, that he was happy that he got to hold the baby. So you would never remember things like that unless you wrote it down, and then you get to read it later. And I was going to, just toss some of these things. And it was amazing that my kids stopped me from doing that and went through some of their school stuff that they wanted to keep and maybe someday show their own kids when they got older. So, what is something that you do for Thanksgiving during your Thanksgiving celebration? And you may do a little bit of this memory book now, but you're probably going to do it after Thanksgiving. And you could write down some things like, for example, what did you eat? Did you play some games? What is it that made this day special? And what are some traditions that you and your family do every year? Think about that. Once again, here are some questions to think about. Do you have your celebration at your house? Or do you go somewhere special for Thanksgiving? Do you eat turkey and stuffing and mashed potatoes and gravy? Or do you not like stuffing and turkey and eat something else? What is your favorite dessert? One time, I had a friend who lived far away from her family and friends, and in fact, she had just moved into this town. I hadn't even met her yet. So she and her husband decided they were going to do something different for Thanksgiving, and they had a picnic. They had turkey sandwiches and other fun things to eat, and they played games at the park. And the kids said it was one of their favorite Thanksgiving memories. So, it can be something that is different. It doesn't necessarily have to be traditional, but it can be something that's important to you and your family. Have you ever heard that what makes something special is what you put into it? Well, you might not think the food at Thanksgiving is very good. In fact, I have one of my sons says that holiday food is horrible. He likes the desserts, but he does not like the food. But then again, most holiday desserts you don't eat with ketchup, do you? So he likes ketchup on everything. So that could be one reason. But even if you don't like the turkey and gravy and some of the traditional things people eat, you might have something else that you're thankful for. Whatever you do and however you celebrate, make it special. Remember, what are you putting into the celebration? I have another friend who used to go to the soup kitchen, and she would volunteer. And a soup kitchen is a place that cooks meals for some of the people who are poor and can't afford to get a good meal. And she said she felt so thankful to God for all that He had given her that she wanted to take some time to bless others. And this is truly something to be thankful for. And that is also something that this person did, and it was truly unselfish. Each person can give what they have, even if it's a small thing, and share it with someone else. And you can do this. And the best place to start is in your own family. What can you do starting today to bless someone else in your family? Whatever you do to celebrate this happy day, I pray that you make memories that you will always remember, and I hope you have a very special Thanksgiving with your family and your friends. Even if it's a turkey sandwich at the park this year, make it the best Thanksgiving memory ever. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Felice Gerwitz again with Vintage Homeschool Moms Thanksgiving Memory Book, episode 416, and you can get your copy for free on the blog post at vintagehomeschoolmoms.com. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in to the Vintage Homeschool Mom Show. Visit Felice at MediaAngels.com and thevintagehomeschoolmoms.com. Vintage Homeschool Moms is a production of the Ultimate Homeschool Radio Network.